So if quiet audacity is not always loud, where does it actually show up? That brings us to realization number three. We're on number three now. Quiet audacity lives in small, everyday moments. So when we hear words like audacity, we often think about big moves, quitting the job or launching a business or asking for a huge raise. Well, it could even be, you're walking away from what's not working. Yeah, those are bold moments and they do matter. Okay. I want to be clear, they do matter. But for quiet leaders, audacity often shows up in much smaller ways that most people will never notice. And you might not even give yourself credit for it. Quiet audacity could look like sitting at the table in a meeting instead of in a chair along the wall or in a corner somewhere. It might look like saying your rate and then being quiet, not apologizing and not explaining it away. Or it may look like writing your bio in clear language that reflects your actual experience, not a watered down version that makes you sound less capable than you really are. Okay. Or it could even look like sending that follow up email, the email without adding 10 softening phrases to make it sound less direct. It's the email where you remove just checking in and you just say what you mean. It's the moment when you decide not to laugh off a disrespectful comment, because that does happen. It's the way you hold eye contact when you're speaking. Even if your heart is beating fast, you do it anyway. You see, these are small choices, but they change how you experience yourself. Okay. Because every time that you choose quiet audacity in the small moments, what you're doing is you're sending yourself a message. Yeah. You're sending the message to yourself, that I belong here. My work is real and my presence matters. That is what builds a different kind of confidence, not the fake, hyped up kind. I'm talking about the kind of confidence that's grounded, okay? And it says, I can trust myself. Quiet audacity is not a performance. It's a practice, okay? You keep doing it. You keep doing it. Okay. And that leads to the last realization that I have. You ready? Realization number four. The room is not doing you a favor. I saved this one for last on purpose because one of the hardest things for quiet leaders to do is accept this. You are not in the room as a favor. All right, friend? You are in the room because something about your experience, something about your perspective or your track record made you necessary to the conversation. But many quiet leaders still move. They still move like everything could be taken away at any moment. Okay. So you overwork to earn what you already have. Let that make sense. You overwork, you already have it. You say yes to everything so no one thinks that you're ungrateful. You stay silent when you disagree because you don't want to risk being seen as difficult. Okay. But here's the truth. If a room cannot handle your presence, if they can't handle your clarity, they can't handle your questions, that does not mean that you were wrong to be there. The rooms you are in, that's a reflection of your work that you've already done. It's a reflection of the education, the late nights, the mistakes that you learned from, the skills you built along the way, those internal battles that you fought just to show up. Quiet audacity, that's when you stop treating access like a favor and you start treating it like a responsibility, because that's what it is. You say, if I have a seat here, there's a reason, and I'm going to honor that reason. You have to believe it and you move in that mindset. That's not saying you're arrogant for thinking that way, because you're not. You're simply aligning your posture with the reality. Okay? Align. Because you are not lucky to be in every room that you're in. You know, you know what? Some rooms are actually lucky to have you. Think about that.